Welcome to this explainer. If you've ever wondered exactly how international health organizations identify, train, and then deploy their core advocates, well, you are absolutely in the right place. Today, we're unpacking the exact roadmap for the incoming 2026 cohort of the KOFIH Uganda Supporters Program. We're going to break down their strategies, the grading rubrics, and the launch day schedule that literally sets the tone for this massive international health mission. Let's get right into it. Okay, let's dive into this. Our roadmap today covers 4 key areas. First, welcoming the new program participants. Second, the ideal supporter qualities. Third, the orientation launch schedule. And finally, the core projects and strategy. Section 1. Welcome to the program. Meet the 2026 supporters. 10. That's it. That is the magic number. Out of all the applications, all those aspiring advocates who wanted in, only 10 exceptional individuals were actually selected to carry this mission forward for the 2026 cycle. And honestly, when an organization limits its intake to just 10 people, you know for a fact they're looking for the absolute best of the best. It creates this highly focused, super agile team. Plus, keeping the cohort this tight means highly concentrated resources and real, direct mentorship for every single person. So, who made the cut? Looking at the 2026 roster, the first thing that jumps out is the staggering diversity of prestigious institutions. We've got Emmanuel Mugabe representing the front lines at Masaka Regional Referral Hospital. We have academic powerhouses in the mix, like Victoria Alice Mudu from Makerere University, Swabra Makabue from the Islamic University in Uganda, and Trevor Kiyemba from Mbarere University of Science and Technology. Oh, and we can't forget Kambogo University. They've actually got multiple brilliant minds joining up: Zakia Munawara Mundera, Terry Donwanyama, and Odongping Siraj. Throw in some international business acumen with Eric Elisa Sibalinga from Monarch Business School, Victoria Uni's Roja Mohammed, and serious tech-driven innovation from Kwagala Joanna Victor representing the Women Institute of Technology and Innovation. And wow, this cross-section of hospitals, technical institutes, and universities builds an incredibly strong community right out of the gate. They're not just a group, they're a fully functioning network. Section 2. The ideal supporter qualities, the 100-point blueprint. Now, what's really interesting here is how they take highly subjective human traits and turn them into hard, measurable metrics. It's a 100-point scale divided into 4 clear slices. Professionalism and reliability, that gets 20 points. Leadership and innovation, also 20 points. Program fit and motivation takes a slightly larger chunk at 25 points. But look at the biggest slice. Content creation and communication comes in at a massive 35 points. By structuring the rubric this way, KOFI's priority becomes instantly obvious. It's not just about what you know, it is heavily about how effectively you can tell the world about it. Let's zoom in on that massive 35-point slice for a second. Why weight communications so heavily? Well, the breakdown makes total sense. 15 points are dedicated purely to creativity and storytelling ability. Another 10 go to core communication skills, and the last 10 are specifically for digital content experience. Visibility is literally a core pillar of this program's success. KOFH doesn't just need administrators, right? They need modern digital storytellers who can capture the real human element of health cooperation and broadcast it to drive real awareness. And this beautifully illustrates the exact balance KOFIH is looking for. On one side of the coin, you have the required soft skills, stuff like leadership, innovation, and professionalism. But having those alone, not going to cut it. It has to be counterbalanced with essential knowledge. You've got to deeply understand KOFIH, the broader health sector, the nuances of Korea-Uganda cooperation, Korean culture, and ODA, which is Official Development Assistance. You need the internal drive, for sure, but you also must deeply grasp the geopolitical and cultural context to actually be effective. Section 3. Orientation Launch Schedule, June 22nd, 2026. It's a great question. Think about it. You've got 10 exceptional people armed with storytelling chops and deep institutional knowledge stepping into the boardroom on day 1. How do you onboard them to ensure they hit the ground running? Let's break down the morning's fast-paced timeline. Imagine you're one of the participants. The energy in the room is electric. At exactly 10 a.m., things kick off. Arrivals, registration, and self-introductions led by Gabriel. You've got barely 20 minutes to meet your peers before Mr. Lee delivers the opening remarks at 10:20. Then, boom, the foundational briefings begin back-to-back. At 10:30, Pritchard gives the official introduction of KOFIH, followed immediately at 10:40 by Sarah, who outlines the exact expectations of the 2026 Supporters Program.
It is a brisk, highly efficient 60 minutes designed to lock in everyone's focus immediately.
Then, right at 11 a.m., the dynamic completely shifts. This is the media and visibility block managed by Brian. And remember those 35 points for communication skills we talked about? Yeah, this is where they're instantly put to the test. There are group photos, promotional items being handed out, and crucially, live media interviews. The media presence here is heavy. KOFIH Uganda, NBS TV, Nile Post. This is a very high-profile launch. They are stepping right into the spotlight on day one, which proves exactly why digital and communication skills were such a massive deal on the grading rubric.
Section 4, Core Projects and Strategy, the Roadmap Ahead.
Let's move to the next phase and see how this all builds into actual health sector impact. At 11:30 a.m., the room shifts into rapid-fire project overviews. 10 minutes each, no messing around. First up, Pritchard covers emergency medical services, community health workers, and cancer initiatives. Then Ruth takes the floor to discuss infectious diseases. Gabriel follows up by breaking down the WASH initiatives. That's water, sanitation, and hygiene. And finally, Sarah returns to brief the group on the KOFIH Global Alumni Network and the Dr. Lee Jong-wook Fellowship programs. In just 40 minutes, these supporters get a masterclass on Uganda's most critical health interventions.
And then, the crucial pivot. At 12:30 p.m., all focus shifts to the KOFH visibility strategy. This is the culmination of everything we've been talking about. This is the exact moment where the participants' 100-point rubric evaluation, their creativity, their initiative, will be directly applied to the overarching visibility strategy laid out by Brian. They know the projects now. This is where they learn how KOFH actually expects them to broadcast those projects to the world. Looking at this final stretch, Brian's visibility strategy briefing takes 15 minutes. This flows directly into a 12:45 p.m. Q&A session moderated by Sarah. Now, this Q&A is huge. It's their first real chance to demonstrate those 20 points of leadership and initiative we saw earlier, to ask smart, probing questions before the formal orientation racks up. Finally, at 1300 p.m., the formal agenda concludes and the cohort heads out for a well-deserved lunch, networking directly with the leaders who are going to guide their journey. We've seen the precise qualities KOFH demands, we've seen the prestigious backgrounds of the chosen few, and we've walked through the exact minute-by-minute launch schedule that's going to propel them into action. So, armed with this meticulously crafted blueprint, how will these 10 extraordinary individuals use their storytelling and passion to actually shape the future of Uganda-Korea health cooperation? It is a truly thrilling prospect, and I, for one, cannot wait to see the impact they make. Thanks for joining me for this explainer. Keep learning, and as always, keep looking for the structure behind the success.